more than 2 rupee per litre on average. Pope Leo XIV is set to unveil his long-awaited manifesto on artificial intelligence, aiming to address the ethical and social challenges posed by the technology's rapid global expansion. China launches Shenzhou, a 23 spacecraft with 3 astronauts, as one of them prepares to spend a year in orbit. Beijing aims to set a new in-space endurance record. Toshifumi Suzuki, the man behind 7-Eleven Japan and widely regarded as the father of Japan's convenience store, dies of heart failure at 93. And the death toll from a building collapse near the Philippine capital Manila has risen to 4. Several people remain missing as rescue operations continue. We begin in India, where a short while ago visiting US Secretary of State Marco Rubio visited Taj Mahal. The top US official was joined by his wife Janet Rubio, and the visuals are hard to miss. With the white marble monument rising behind the Rubios, the couple was seen soaking the grandeur of the 17th century mausoleum. At several points, Rubio appeared to slow down to absorb the view as the monument's distinctive dome and symmetrical gardens provided a dramatic backdrop.
And all the fountains you see, they're all in line outward, slightly tilted, and it is because if any natural calamity occurs, like earthquake.
Hours earlier in New Delhi, President Donald Trump virtually joined American Embassy's event celebrating 250th Independence Year of the United States. The president described himself as a big fan of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and said India knows who to call if it ever needs help.
And India can count on me 100% and our country. If they ever need help, they know where to call. They call right here. We're doing well. We're setting records. We have a record economy, a record stock market, and anything India wants to get. And I'm a big fan of Prime Minister Modi. Marco is the greatest. I tell you, he's going down as the greatest Secretary of State in the history of the U.S. And it's an honor to talk and say hello to Prime Minister Modi. And let him know I'm a big fan.
Now, India, for its part, made it clear that cooperation does not mean setting aside national priorities. Standing beside Marco Rubio, India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar said that just as the Trump administration speaks of America first, India is guided by an India first approach.
Where the energy issues are concerned, again, look, I want to say, for our energy security, it's important we have multiple sources, large sources, dependable sources, cheap sources. So, the United States, because that was the first question, fits the bill in many respects. So do some other countries. So we will continue to multiple sources of supply at the most reasonable cost, because at the end of the day, we have an obligation to our people to provide them energy at affordable rates.
As the personal chemistry between President Trump and Prime Minister Modi. Rubio said the relationship between the two leaders has been built over years and dismissed instances of racism allegedly directed at.
But the bottom line is that in the modern era, you go online and there are people saying all kinds of crazy stuff online. I don't even know if they're real people or who they are. So, but I didn't know what he was coming from.
I think there's something that was reposted by the president where he was talking about India being.
Well, I gave him a chance to talk. He said it last night. Were you guys there when he called in for the event last night, the 250? The president's a big fan of India, a big fan of Prime Minister Modi. I wouldn't be here if the president didn't want me to be here. He cares. He wouldn't have sent someone like Surya to be our ambassador, someone who's very close to the president. So, but I gave that reporter, a chance.